Storm Tracker 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist Justin Stapleton.
Well, this afternoon, not too bad. We did see some decent sunshine break out late this afternoon. We've also seen a couple of stronger thunderstorms. So most of that has been north of us from Portland as we saw them working their way up into the northern Cascades. We also saw a little bit of rainfall earlier today. First time we've been able to say that or seen measurable rainfall in more than about 20 days. So is there more in store for us? So first, let's go outside and show you what's happening on the visual satellite. You know I like to use this. This time of year gives you a good indication where the fronts are. First front from Baker City southward. You see the little box or shading in yellow there. That's a severe thunderstorm watch box. We don't get those that often here in the state of Oregon, but there are a couple of those thunderstorm cells producing some pretty strong winds, gusty conditions, even some small hail. In addition, we have another, we'll call this a cold front, but it really is basically just a little wave or sort of a weak disturbance. Very well, quick and defined back end of that, and it is going to pretty much die off very quickly as it moves across the coast range. Now, what does it look like in terms of where the rainfall is? Well, most of that concentrating up into the northern coast range, up around Portland, over into Vancouver, Washington, Seattle up as you go northward, up and to the border, looking at some pretty strong thunderstorms. Same thing as you go from Spokane down towards Pendleton, across Interstate 84. Had a couple of stronger ones, and then again, the ones that are heading back off towards Missoula as they work their way with the initial front that came through early this morning. Temperature-wise, a big contrast. I'll show you in just a second. Right now, we're sitting at around 64 here in Eugene, so noticeably cooler than most of what we've seen the month of May. We spent about 8-9 days above 75 to 80 degrees, the warmest of 86 a couple of times we got close to that. 59 in Corvallis right now, still touching close to 70 down in Roseburg. So you can see there's a little bit of warm air out there, but we're also pulling in some cooler ocean air, and that'll be the story over the next couple of days. Check this out. Look at the 50s and 60s on the west side of the mountains. Looky here, 93 in Ontario, 88 in Rome. You can see where the front has not reached just yet. In fact, Boise set a new record today. They got up to 96 degrees this afternoon. Pretty hot stuff out there. Now, we're going to stay pretty mild over the next couple of days as we'll generally keep the winds moving in from the west and northwest. Light winds tonight overall should keep the temperatures not too bad, seasonable, degree or two below that, sitting in the mid to low 40s. And then as we head in towards our tomorrow, here's what we've got. First wave has moved through. Second one is sitting just along the coast. That one will push inland as well. And back behind that, not much happening just yet. We've got a little bit of activity out there that will likely slide northward for tomorrow morning and afternoon. But we've got another front developing, and you can see the jet stream more of a westerly push at us. This is more typical what we see this time of year. And so while that will keep a drier forecast for tomorrow afternoon, we'll keep a few more rain chances coming in late Wednesday, early Thursday. But overall, the picture is for the next 6 to 7 days, more seasonable weather. That means clouds mixed in with some sun at time, and the temperature is certainly back down to where they should be this time of year in the mid to upper 60s. So we'll go partly sunny and dry tomorrow along the coast. Northwest winds around 10 to 15 miles an hour. I forgot the one there. I'll put that in. Then a few isolated showers Wednesday into Thursday. They should be wrapping up. Could see another quick hitter coming late Saturday and Sunday. Mostly sunny the Umpqua, back into the low 70s tomorrow. We'll push it into the low 70s again on Wednesday, but then still fairly cool, somewhat cloudy forecasts. Certainly different than what we've seen the first half of the month so far. Cascades, mostly sunny, freezing levels at 6,500 feet. The temperatures in the 50s. In Bend and Redmond, we'll also be looking at a mostly sunny afternoon. Not bad, around mid-60s for tomorrow. Bit cooler going in towards the weekend. See a slight chance for a shower Thursday into Friday, but overall it's mostly sunny skies. And for the valley, we'll start off with some morning cloud cover, guys. Should get back to mostly sunny tomorrow. I think we'll be able to push it close to 70 and then a bit cooler going into the weekend. And we say that and you look at that and go, wow, so cold. That's where we should be this time of year. We just got spoiled because of all of the warm weather that we had in store. So nice to get a little bit of the rain. Certainly going to need as much as we can, given we've got just a couple more weeks before we get in towards the dry season.
Yeah, those 60s were nice. I took a bike ride today. It was
Felt good,
so much better than it was in the 80s and the upper 70s.
And it's nice to get all the pollen to calm down, too.
Yes, thanks, Justin.
You bet.